Blissey feasts on the fears and weaknesses of her enemies. She lurks in the dark places, preparing to drag special attackers down to her abode at the bottom of Tartarus. She is usable in OU on one archetype only. Stall. Blissey's desire is to wall special attackers until the sun explodes in the sky, and she has many tools in her kit to help her achieve her wicked machinations. With natural cure and heavy-duty boots, Blissey can slip safely in and out of battle like a monstrous thousand-eyed eel. With soft-boiled, she approaches immortality, and with seismic toss, she makes her enemy's mortality all the more apparent. Her last moves are flexible. Want to become a sleep paralysis nightmare? Blissey learns Thunderwave. Want to fill your opponent's shoes with pebbles? Blissey learns Stealth Rock. Want to rain fire and darkness down upon your foes? Blissey can boost her Flamethrower and Shadow Ball with Calm Mind. Blissey wins against special attackers. Just look at that HP in special defense. Blissey loses against physical attackers. Just look at that pitiful 10 base defense. Just as Torkoal creates sun and Pelipper creates rain, Blissey creates stall. Throw away your list of Pokemon that are OU by usage. Where we're going, you won't need it. Blissey loves anyone who refuses to leave this mortal coil. Dondozo, Clefable, Clodsire, Gliscor, and Toxapex are all phenomenal teammates, and the 6 of them comprise a great team as well. Stall can be kind of hard to make alterations to because of how many offensive threats it has to handle, but there are some other viable contenders. Galarian Weezing, Moltres, Mandibuzz, Corviknight, and Skeledirge are all members of the Rogues Gallery of Stall. Blissey is unviable outside of Stall. Don't pair her with any of the usual OU staples. She'll only slow them down. Here are 3 tips for using Blissey in battle. 1. Stall is a legitimate strategy. Stall is subjectively terrible for the player experience, but it is not intrinsically bad or lesser than other playstyles in terms of battle strategy. In fact, there's a sense in which it is incredibly healthy for a metagame to have stall in it. After all, stall requires careful resource management, the tactical application of long-term game plans, and well-timed reads and predictions. It's actually pretty interesting and difficult if you haven't tried it before. It's just that every game takes forever. 2. Strap yourself in for the long haul. Blissey stall games regularly go into the hundreds of turns, as the opponent desperately writhes for their slim chance of survival. On the plus side, you will win about 10% of your games on turn 0, because your opponent would rather surrender than see your Blissey's devious smile. 3. Stop your opponent from making permanent progress. Blissey and her ilk are built to repeatedly take damage and then heal it back off. Your opponent, therefore, will probably look for ways to make their damage stick. The most straightforward way is to knock out one of your Pokemon, but entry hazards, status, and item removal are common options to make progress against stall. Thankfully, stall teams are built using Pokemon that are well equipped to negate all of these progress-making moves. Overall, Blissey is a good choice for the unemployed and the retired, because you'll pay for her services with the precious hours of your life. I like to try to play 10 games with a Pokemon before I put out a video about it. Usually I can get that done on my commute. Blissey took a whole afternoon. Anyway, stall, as a team structure, is only a B- rank. It's kind of mid, actually. So Blissey, therefore, is a B- Pokemon. All that's left is to give Blissey a try for yourselves. If you dare. How do you guys feel about stall? Go ahead and speak your truths in the comments. Just remember, don't hate the stall players, hate the stall game. Thanks for watching, everybody.